Sailing on the waters of Lake Ontario this summer, watching the Toronto skyline, I had only one thing on my mind: bees. Growing up in Guyana and learning about bees with Christopher Menezes was a great experience. For a long time I wanted to do a documentary about bees, and Bees Menezes was my go-to guy. I told my friends about my project, and before I knew it, everyone was on board.
What are you doing now?
Well, now that I'm not working, I'm doing a documentary about the Africanized bees. And yeah, and I have to go to Pennsylvania to do this.
Really?
Bees?
We just got bees.
Yeah.
You
You
guys
should
have-
come and see our bees.
Yeah, we have one or two hives back there.
Yeah, we have a couple.
They're
Yeah.
not our bees, but there's friends of ours. They're having their bees on our property.
Yeah.
So I think they have 2 hives, and they are bringing 4 more tall boxes in.
So if I were to get Chris to come to Canada, would I be able to use your property and bees?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the kids would love it.
Oh yeah, yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, come and film bees on our
So you said you'd be able to help out with some music?
Yeah, certainly, and some sound design, perhaps voiceover and mix. I'd be more than happy to help.
Wow, you guys are amazing. Couldn't ask for better people. This is simply awesome. Thank you both. All of you. Amazing. This is really gonna happen.
Gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Cheers.
For a long time I've wanted to know more about Africanized bees, and it just so happened I knew a bee expert to who could come and talk about them.
I am Christopher's younger sister, Christina, having fun out here on this beautiful 10 acres of property.
Are you kidding?
Gorgeous.
Are you kidding me?
This is amazing. I'm so excited. This is great.
So cool. Went to see bees, saw hives, saw swarming, saw many different, and there's some things I didn't know about bees. It's so cool, interesting.
This is Jackson.
Hey Jackson, how are you? Are you afraid of bees? Kind of. Hey, you know what? I'm really scared of bees, but I heard that Christopher is really good at handling and he's gonna help us not to be afraid of them. So we're gonna learn about them, okay? How about you, Mark?
I'm good.
Are you afraid of bees?
Well, that many back there on the tree that I just saw? Yes.
While we're about to have our interview, a hive on Mark and Lindsay's farm swarmed. What an incredible opportunity to get up close and personal with the
Time to go
bees.
catch some bees.
I've learned that swarming was normal bee behavior, but recapturing them was a mixture of luck and skill.
No, to get your
Swarm.
your
Yeah,
Right? Yeah, I'm showing you what a swarm is.
So,
You ready?
you'll be fine. No worries.
Look it that way.
Another one, because now we can get it from the one that is in.
like we left here so that they would swarm again.
So, we had a swarm of bees came out of one of the hives, and they came up in that pine tree up there. So we will be hiving them. We have to cut some branch and get them lower so we could put them in a box.
They're swarming around.
Okay.
Should I lower it?
Yeah, yeah.
This tree is kind of heavy, guys.
Shoot, yeah, yeah.
It's okay. Okay, good.
Come down slow.
Do you want the box under the swarm?
Slow, slow. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Just hold it right there. Nice and slow. We'll try to go back up there, but if we had a queen cake, that would have been nice. But I know it's okay.
Somewhere in the 40,000 bees was the queen.
Do we want to do change on cut right there and then we can move them out?
You could do that too.
Do you want to turn it on for me? Disturb them, huh? No, you don't want to.
I can do it. It's fine.
Yeah?
Yeah. Beautiful.
Don't get them yet. Don't get them
You
yet.
don't have to worry. Just put the box down there. Perfect.
Can you get the picture? Let's.
We got a lot on the ground. We missed.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. A lot went in too.
Yeah.
I just don't want to get her here going because they will try to get her back up there. You can see they form a little bunch. We'll get them to
Where's the box?
yeah. They look like they're coming down. They're coming down.
Which means she's
Yeah.
here.
Okay, so I know maybe we should just go for it.
Yep.
Okay.
On three?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
There.
Beautiful.
Give them some
Watch your
calm
toes there.
down.
Yeah, they're all coming.
The kids were so inquisitive and wanted to get involved. They weren't scared at all.
I don't want to walk on them
No,
because you
there's
don't know.
tufts.
So stay put right there. A lot of little bunch here. So let me examine that and see.
Christopher Menezes, the master beekeeper, no longer wears a bee suit, even in the swarm while looking for the queen.
Yeah, right there would be fine.
We gotta get a we gotta get a frame to approve.
Yeah. They're all on this side. They're all crawling in.
They're
She's
crawling
gotta be
in
in
there?
there. Yeah. Coming right off the ground.
She's the same.
What does the queen look like?
Great question.
Like at the bottom?
We will find her. She's much bigger.
Oh, okay,
To the
okay,
box.
okay.
Me, she's obviously bigger.
She'll have the very
Now
end.
if you've got a lot of bees coloring and a lot longer.
In front of their wings, they're coming down.
Good. So we gotta put it
Wait, I want to be in it.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, no. You wanna go in the box? Well,
You just have to know how to hold them and do this. You want to get them to start fanning their wings.
Once the queen goes into the new hive, all of the bees will follow.
So how come you can pick them up like that?
see when they
You just have to know how to do it. You dig, without squeezing them.
Let me do it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Everybody will have to lots of bees right here. Just don't take one more step.
So
lot all over the box. Oh my goodness.
Shake, shake.
No, 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 no. I don't want to get her airborne. If that don't, look her right there.
Found her?
Found her?
Oh my
Wow.
goodness, look at her.
Incredible.
That's the queen right there.
Can you queen again?
Magical eyes.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where
That is amazing.
exactly is she? She's in between there. Oh, right.
Oh.
You see her? She's like right there. That bigger one there.
Yes.
Oh, you're up. See her, she's still in the bottom.
Yes.
Oh, they're taking her down. Can you move it? She's on the frame. She's on the frame. She's trying to get back up. Yep, she's right there. She's right there. Yep.
Okay. So what we need to do is get
Get more bees in there.
more bees in there. It's just this one here is a drone bee. These don't have the stinger. Remember you asked
Pick up
me?
the drone, Christopher. You
Yeah.
can give it to the kids because they wouldn't do anything.
Yeah,
You
let me-
can, oh, it's kind of hard to get them because
Yeah.
so many around.
Okay, so now once they start fanning their wings and expose the scent gland, that's what you want. So, okay, I'm gonna give it a little.
How incredible that all those bees will protect their queen.
So this one here is a drone. They don't have a stinger, so you could hold the queen.
Give it to me, Christopher.
It's hard to hold it with gloves. You gotta hold it like this.
Top to bottom,
Yes.
side to side.
Like that.
Yeah. You can feel the vibration. It's like a little electric, yeah. A little electric bee. So there you go.
Oh, he's like,
Isn't that awesome?
oh my goodness.
The drone
Yeah.
is big, it's
We
fast.
used to play with them all
Fuzzy
the
and
time when we were
buzzy.
younger.
Really?
Yeah. Because they don't do
Really?
anything.
You were brave children. Do you want
Do they collect honey?
No, they
No.
eat the honey.
They just eat them.
They just
straight.
eat
Yeah,
honey.
they just eat the honey. That's what he does.
The queen just
Yeah.
make them to
Wow, that's
Yeah,
incredible.
their sole purpose is to get her fertile, and once she's fertile the first time, that's it for life.
This is what we want. Brave kids like this for the future. Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Can we get another drone?
Yes, in a little bit. Fanning their wings, and they're exposing the scent gland, which is located in the rear end of the queen. And so the other bees are coming from up in the pine tree where they settled up earlier. So now they're coming down. And so at some point when they all move into the hive, we will take them over to a better spot. You like that? Perfect. So I will try, this is an inner cover, I'm going to try and put it
Do you want me
on.
to smoke them or no?
No. You don't want to mask that scent now. I just bring it up here.
And then it's going to go in the box.
And just back in here
One
to
got you?
use him.
He just got stung.
Yeah, I bent over and it was on my shoulder.
Oh, okay. Gradually, just push them out of the way. There's a awning in front. Today's Friday. You can still get drunk tomorrow.
I'm like, wait. I've been working night shift and I wasn't even here.
Okay. So if I could find that branch and
Oh, there's some more
set
up there?
they will realize she's not up there.
So what I was saying is that bees just don't come and attack you like that. Like if a bee come and they land on you, they would just do not come and land on you to sting you. If you leave them, they would take off within a minute or so. It's when you try to shoosh them off or hit them away, they think that they're being attacked, and that's when they would try to defend themselves. So their sole purpose is not to coming, and a lot of people have that perception that if a bee is flying around them, that the bee is going to come and attack them. And when you shoosh them away, that's when they're going to come to attack, and that's when they're going to try to defend themselves. But if they just fly around and you just leave them, eventually they'll take off.
It's a dog stove. Oh no.
You can get another one.
Wait, what do they look like?
So Ian, what's going on?
Oh man, this it couldn't get any better, more exciting than this.
Right, so I understand that you really like bees.
Yeah, I love
So you know, honeybees are really great insects, and they do pollination, so we could get fruits from trees. And it's good that you like bees, and you could tell your friends in school that they should try to learn about bees. So maybe one day when they grow up, they could become a beekeeper.
Do all bees have stingers?
The honeybees, the workers, and the queen, they have stinger, but the drone bee, which is the male bee, he doesn't have a stinger.
Do they look different than the other bees?
Yes, the drone bees, he has a blunt abdomen, which is more rounded, but as the worker bees, it's more tapered, and the queen is also tapered. So the workers are female, and the queen is female, and the drone is the male bee.
Why did they swarm?
Well, if they get overcrowded, they usually swarm, but they also swarm to spread their genes. So they will split up the colony by making young queens, and then they all will take off with part of the colony. So that's how they would start up a new hive far away from the parent colony. Like the one that just swarmed, we will get that one and start up another hive with that before they take off and move. So we won't get them, but that's the way it works. This is a shallow bee frame for honey.
Do the bees make the wax?
Yes, they have wax glands that they secrete from wax glands on the underside of the abdomen. And then they will take it and make these beautiful transition cells.
I'd like to welcome Christopher Menezes, a world-renowned beekeeper and naturalist, and an expert on the Africanized bees.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
So Christopher, you're called Bees Menezes by your peers. What do you think makes you one of the most world-renowned aperists with the Africanized bees?
Well, I think I'm unique. I was at the age of 8 years old. I had some interest in nature, and my dad brought him a book, and I was fascinated with it. He wanted to get some bees and start up a beehive, and I was curious about it. And so as time went by, after 5 years, I just happened to stumble on a swarm of bees, and through a friend, and right away I wanted to get a hive, and we were able to hive those bees, and I started beekeeping at that age.
Wow. There was a period of time in the 1980s when the term Africanized bees entered the social lexicon. Can you explain to me why this was such a terrifying phenomenon in North and South America?
In 1956, the Brazilian government wanted to boost their honey production, so they thought they should try to crossbreed different strain of honeybees. So they went to Africa, and they brought back a strain of honeybee called Scudalada to Brazil, and they crossbreeded with another strain of honeybee.
Tell me a story about someone being swarmed.
Well, One day, I had a swarm of bees invaded one of my colonies, and they went into a frenzy, and the bees went over into my neighbor's yard, and somehow they got him and stung him. I don't know how many times, but he passed 3 days later.
Wow. Can you tell me one of the strangest places you've ever captured a swarm?
Well, one of the strangest places I have ever captured a swarm was in a coffin. And the bees were able to get in the tomb and they find their way into the coffin. And the bees built the entire coffin with their combs from head to toe. And I was there to assist another beekeeper in getting the bees out.
Wow. Can you tell me the specific role of the queen bee?
She has 2 roles in the beehive: is to release a chemical substance to stabilize the colony, and the second role is to lay plenty of eggs.
So, according to compliance management company Discernus, honey is the 3rd most fake food on the planet. Explain.
Yes, because people adulterate honey and they use corn syrup to make a profit. So we have to stop honey adulteration.
Wow. So, Christopher, you teach urban children about the importance of bees for the future of our society. How do you compare the way you grew up in Guyana versus the atmosphere of children you're teaching now?
Well, when I was a kid growing up, I was never taught about agriculture and bees. So my goal now that I learn about those things is to get out there and teach the younger generation of beekeeping.
How would you improve the education system so that our children are learning how to manage our environment to ensure the protection of the future food sources?
Well, I think that if every beekeeper would lend a hand to help the younger generation, I think that would play a major role in teaching the new generation. Honeybees fertilize about over $15 to $20 billion annually in the United States. And so they're vital for pollination, because no bees, no seeds, no trees.
Chris, I mean, you're amazing. Keep up the good work.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Well, Chris, take care of yourself, man. We'll see you soon. Take care.
Now I'm off to meet our local beekeepers. Melissa and Carrie from Happiness and Honeybees have been keeping hives in their backyard. And I'm here to learn more about why beekeeping and what it takes to be a beekeeper.
I would like to introduce Melissa and Carrie, 2 beekeepers from Ontario. Thank you for welcoming me into your home. So, neither of you are farmers or professional beekeepers. What inspired you to getting into beekeeping?
I have always had an interest in it and wanted to dive into it, but upon doing my research, learned that where I live, I'm too close to farmers' fields with the pesticides, so my house was not conducive for beekeeping.
And yeah, I actually went to see a friend extract honey. I'd always been interested in it, but I never thought that I would do it. So I went and watched, and then the next day I walked up to the bus stop with my kids, and that's where I met Carrie. And I said, I watched this beekeeper, it was so cool, I've always wanted to be a beekeeper. And Carrie looked at me and she said, I've always wanted to be a beekeeper.
So we were like, are we going to do this? And so we just kind of dove into it. We looked online for some workshops, and Melissa found one and messaged me, and we signed up for something thinking that it would be just us continuing our learning, but we left with bees.
Wow. So what have you found to be the biggest challenge to beekeeping?
Time.
Yeah, for sure. We both work full time. We both have families. So definitely time.
It doesn't take, beekeeping doesn't take a lot of time, but what is it that you always say?
It's not time consuming, but it's time sensitive.
Yes.
Like things happen and you have to be there at that moment.
And beekeeping is a lot of nothing, and then when it's something, it has to be right this second. So you have to kind of drop everything and go.
You also have a colony of bees that are aggressive.
We thought we did.
We did. We had one hive that I think we requeened them, and following the requeening, they just started getting angrier and angrier to the point where we would open them up, we would do what we had to do, then we would close them up really quickly and just run.
And because we like to say that we have happy bees.
Yes.
Like we really do have happy bees.
Okay.
So with this colony, they were
weren't
not happy.
They weren't happy.
To the point where you were starting to get almost attacked, like definitely more so than I was.
Yeah, they would go after me.
Oh.
And one time last fall, they came after me and they stung me, and I went into anaphylactic shock.
Ooh.
So we sort of just said, you know what, no more. If they swarm, we're just gonna leave them. They're gone.
Wow, so you're allergic, and yet you keep beekeeping.
I do, yeah. I love working with the bees. I couldn't imagine not doing it. And they're not aggressive. If you treat them with respect, they're not going to sting you. We are bee mamas. We are very attached to our
I was worried after, first of all, worried for Melissa, but when she went into anaphylactic shock and determined that she was allergic, I thought this is the end of our bee mama partnership. But I asked, are we still doing this? And Melissa's like, yeah.
Yep, definitely.
Wow.
100%. So upon meeting Lindsay and Mark, and learning about doing this work that we did with Chris Menezes, we learned that he was an expert in Africanized bees and did a bunch of work with aggressive bees. And so we turned to each other and we're like, well, we have mean bees, because that's what we coined this one colony. They were our mean bees.
Wow. So then you took Christopher Menezes, the bee expert from the US, to inspect the aggressive colony of bees. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah.
He came actually, and when we were talking about him coming, and we were looking him up and seeing what he did, and we realized he was an expert in Africanized bees. We thought maybe he'll help us with our angry bees, because we didn't know what to do with them.
Yeah. So it was a great opportunity for us to bring him over and check them out, and he did, and we were nervous about it, and they were beautiful with him.
Yeah.
Like so calm, they were not mean, but watching Chris work with them, it was clear to us, and Chris did share with us, that we weren't smoking them enough and communicating to them enough that we were going to be working with them. And that seems to be one of Chris's approaches, where he's very respectful of them, so lets them know before he comes into their space, by smoking the entrance, smoking the outside, smoking at every crack, and he just said, you just need more smoke for these bees.
We definitely learned a lot from him. And he taught us how to really read their communication. So we've caught swarms before, and what we usually do is we kind of put out the tree and we sort of just start scooping the bees and putting them into the hive, and until we almost had all of them, I would say we would work. Whereas Christopher taught us to just, hang back and read the bees. He just took the middle, or he found the queen out of a million bees. He was I don't know if he was just watching them and he was like, oh, there's the queen. And he took her carefully, put her in the box, and then
The rest of the bees just followed. It was amazing.
Wow, that is amazing. So the kids were right in there with Christopher. What do you think about how he teaches youth about bees?
that was great to watch him. Work with Penelope and Jackson. I think too, we're both familiar with working with children and know children's curiosities, but so they were definitely curious about these bees, and Chris was so, again, just calm, and they followed his lead, and to the point where they had their suits on and they were covered in bees all over their veil, their back, and they were leaning right over the hive. Not a worry.
Wow.
I think just following Chris's gentle, calm, respectful nature.
Wow, amazing. So have you made changes or improvements to the methods now that you were working with Christopher?
We light a good smoker.
We do light a good smoker.
What
Certainly
do
do.
We get a lot of smoke going. So pine needles we found create a lot of smoke. Pine cones we've been using since learning from him.
Yeah.
And we definitely smoke well before opening our hive. Yes.
So I've tasted your honey and it's absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you both so much for taking the time to speak with me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you,
I
Ava.
hope to see you again, all right?
Thanks, Ian.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
I've learned so much about people in the bee life and bee behavior, raising and caring for bees. I can't help but think that there's more to come.
Right there is what comes out.
Hey, Bart. Here's the bees.
Cheers to honeybees. Take care of these bees.
To really use a good smoker.
I have always wanted to be a beekeeper.
I love the bees. Treat them with respect. They're not going to sting you.